going to cook some stir fry tonight. Just like to introduce you to the stir fry scenario. First of all, we've got the gas bottle down here. The gas bottle's connected to the multi-ring burner. Look at that. Some real gas burning. We'll get the wok sitting to get nice and hot. What I'd like to particularly introduce you to is the concept of cooking stir fry at home, which is tricky. The most important thing that you have to do is you have to be very organised. Now, I'm cooking for 4 people. So what do we have here? We have 4 chunks of meat. We have 4 chunks of onion and 4 chunks of ginger. We have 4 chunks of mushrooms and zucchini, I think we're cooking. We've got garlic, mince. Normally we would chop our own garlic, but we're cheating tonight. We've got some stock, some chicken stock in a bowl. We've got some corn flour and water, a little sugar, and various other vegetables, all segmented into chunks of 4, because we're cooking 4 meals and we want to cook them one at a time, because if you try and cook all of this together, the wok does not stay hot enough and you end up making everything sort of soggy. So, we're just sitting here now, we're watching the wok. The wok's getting hot enough on the wok burner. Very important thing I probably should mention. It doesn't hurt to have a list of the order in which you're going to cook. Because when you've got that list, you find it difficult to go wrong. Rice bran oil gets pretty hot. The first thing we now do is we're going to toss in the onion and the garlic. And we toss that around. So we've used one of our 4 chunks of that, and we're going to quickly put in garlic. It's a fairly garlic heavy sort of meal. And get that going in there very quickly. The next most important thing is get the beef in there. The thing about Chinese cooking is that you have to be very organised because it happens so very quickly. And here we go now. We're furiously getting everything browned. Looking at my list: oil, onion, ginger, garlic, beef, capsicum. Get the capsicum in there. Capsicum takes a little bit more time to cook than any other vegetables. I can see that the beef is starting to brown very nicely. Push it out flat with the ladle like that to make sure that it gets against the pan. Next thing, we're flying in with the mushrooms and the zucchini.
And how are you finding the heat on the
The heat of the wok is pretty good. Normally when you cook in a kitchen at home, the wok cools down so very quickly. We are actually outside, and outside here is incredibly cold. It's about 7 degrees, so it may be playing a small role. Checking my list here: mushrooms, snow peas. I'm going to toss the snow peas in now. So we're really searing the vegetables against the hot pan before we put any fluid in, because we don't want to steam them. We want them to cook hard against the pan. Now what I've got here, the next thing on my list is the stock. Now, the great rule about cooking Chinese food is very simple. Cook the food, then you make the sauce. So we're not trying to flavour the food by adding soy or anything like that before the food is cooked. Now we're going to put a ladle of stock in there. And this is where the really nice ring burner on the propane gas starts to make quite a difference. Now we can see that it has cooled down very quickly. We're hoping that's going to warm up a little bit. If I had a little lid, I'd probably put a lid on there to steam the vegetables, but we'll probably be okay. One of the secrets is don't use too much soy sauce. If you use too much soy sauce, it becomes too salty and it just tastes horrible. So we'll measure the soy into the ladle first. That's probably about enough. Don't really need a lot. Still waiting for a few things to sort of cook in there. Okay, there we go. yellow corn flour. Now, I know sugar is the evilest thing, but a little sugar just makes the medicine go down oh so nicely. So stir it, last stir frying the last of that sugar, corn flour. So what we might do is you might just thicken the juice, and we're going to use a very, very small amount of corn flour and water. Not even that much, well maybe that much. That will thicken everything up very, very nicely. So we put that in there. Don't need to use very much corn flour at all. In fact, if you use too much corn flour, it will become unpleasantly gluggy. The last thing just pop a little sesame oil in there. It makes it taste ever so Chinesey. Not too much, just a little bit. And then what makes it really a fresh tasting meal is fresh basil. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty much cooked. And that's cooked very quickly. Now what we're going to do, ordinarily we'd be putting that into a bowl. So Grant's going to follow me in to the kitchen. So meal number one of 4, goes straight into the bowl. And there we have it.